Hey everyone, it's Crypto Kyle here. I just wanted to do a quick update. My last post was yesterday, and the price of Bitcoin was at 10,000, and today it's almost at 11,000. So it's really overextended. It's due for another pullback. I cannot recommend going long up here and chasing it. Just looking at the daily chart, you can see that it's super extended up off of its moving average here, and the higher they go and the higher they are up off this moving average, typically they get dumped and they come back down to reality really fast. So we could see a lot of panic selling as people start to chase this, and then the professional traders come in and they start taking profits from the people that are going to chase this a little bit higher. And you can see, if we look at our Fibonacci here, let's take it right there, that as we broke out over that like $8,000 range, like right in this area, 7,500, and we had a nice healthy pullback to roughly the 5,500 area. We bounced off this moving average here, and this is the 50-day moving average. Yep. Then we quickly came back up over the 9-day moving average, which is like extremely bullish, really healthy, and we just pushed higher. Then we had another breakout over 8,300, and we pushed up way past the 127% fib, past the 168% fib. So as we continue up, this has the possibility to go up to the next fib extension line, but you never know when it gets up into this range. I always like to take profits up through here. So I advised some people to sell half as we passed 10,000, half of their position, and then I would say that you would probably want to sell a quarter and let the rest ride as high as we can go. And as we start to, maybe get a pullback, we would want to put our stop at break even to about right under the next candlestick. Judging by this day, you would want to put your stop here, right there. Had you gone long somewhere in this area or this area here, you would want to protect your profit there, and then let it come back down. And we want to see some more sideways action like we did here and here before the pop. So, and we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of buying. So people, I would say, are going to start taking profit, especially the pros, because they probably went long in this area right here off this moving average, and then they probably didn't really sell half through here as we continued much higher. We just saw this huge breakout to the upside over the holiday weekend. So that's my 2 cents on that. We're not seeing much in the stock market as far as the crypto or the blockchain stocks. Like, this is Riot was one of the more popular ones, and it got some initial traction, and then we got like huge consolidation for like a month straight. You didn't see much, and then all of a sudden, like over close to the holiday weekend, we just get this massive short squeeze, massive buying volume, takes it from 7 all the way to 24 in a matter of days. And then, just like I mentioned before, as fast as they go up, they come down just as fast back to their moving average. And that's what you can see right there. And granted, this is a daily chart, so there's much more fluctuation intraday, but this gives you the overall picture. Then it comes down and hits this moving average, and we get a nice bounce off that. I couldn't recommend necessarily going long again. I want it to come down a little bit more, unless we get like another squeeze and we break out over the $17 area right here eventually to get it back up going towards highs again. So it's got a lot of range, so there's opportunity to make an intraday trade, but if you want to hold it, then it's a little bit more risky just because the price swings are so huge. Like, this is a $4 swing intraday, And then this one was you know, eight, roughly $8, $7 right there. So just huge moves in the day. So you can't really, you'd have to be watching it closely to make a good entry and exit on that. Had you gotten in the $7 range, which is where I was watching it, you could watch it like just explode, and then take profits as it just continues much higher. And then you can just look at your Fibonacci and give you like an idea of where potentially it would go. I don't even know if I can, I don't know how to redraw this thing. Let's see here. Put it right there. Yeah, you can see that it almost went up to the 261 fib, which is crazy overbought. That's just a super bullish move, and you can see that Fibonacci is pretty accurate on where these things go. Like this day right here ended right at the 161 fib after a breakout over that level right there. And just like huge moves. You can see that on this day here, the first day that we broke out over, we ended the day there, but we opened kind of at the same, and we just exploded much higher. And then the next day we even gapped up. So had you purchased here, you got lucky, because this is, I think people were chasing this. It's super extended off the moving average. So had you went long sometime this day into the close, you got lucky, and you saw just a huge 8-point move, or 9-point move all the way up into the 261 fib. And then had you not taken profits, you got hammered, and it sold off big time on you. So it's always good to base your entries on these breakouts right here, and then watch it as it goes up into these fib extensions. Because the fib it's a really great way to understand where your profit points potentially are and your entries. So that's Riot. What other one am I watching right now? This is not really related to blockchain, but this is another one I'm watching. Okay, let's go back to our crypto chart. Get Bitcoin. Yeah, so I would say you should start taking profits here and then wait for the next pullback, because it's inevitable. It always pulls back. What is Ethereum doing? So Ethereum had a nice breakout on this triple top here. 1, 2, 3, breakout on the third. Nice move. So I drew my fib from here to here. We had an oversold retracement back into the 200-day moving average, but we had some nice support and bounce off that. It rejected the 78 fib, which is sometimes what happens to see some more sideways consolidation and more buyers get interested as the price just continues to move sideways through here. And then we get a breakout over that high. And this is a good long entry had you been watching, because it made a higher low in this area. So this low is higher than this low, and that means it's finding new support that's higher, and the probability of it continuing much higher, especially if it breaks out over this previous high, which was former resistance, then we're going to see a continuation and up into this level, and then a break of that much higher, right? So we're at, we just passed the 127, so it looks like it saw some sideways consolidation at the 127 fib. So we could potentially see a nice kick up into the 168 fib. So I would start, maybe sell half right here, and then let it ride, because we could see some more sideways consolidation back on this moving average. Just looking at these moving averages, though, just like the vertical incline of it is not healthy. it's too vertical. So you want to see it more at like a 45-degree angle over a long period of time. So as they get more vertical really fast, then they tend to get these bigger pullbacks. So we want to see just some sideways movement through here. But like I said, over the holiday weekend, a lot of people came into the trade. You can see that the volume is super high through here. And that's another thing you keep your eye on is volume. So let's jump back to Bitcoin. And surprisingly, there's not a huge amount of volume. Like this volume bar is huge right here. A lot of people came into this trade right here. And then a lot of volume right here. And then we saw a lot of selling volume right here. So as it continues higher, we're getting, maybe we'll see a little bit of ramp up in volume. But when we start seeing some big red bars, it's a sign to start taking some profit. It'll look something like this in here and in here. So we haven't had any red bars yet, but it's inevitable. It will come. So happy trading. If you are interested in learning more technical analysis, feel free to email me at kyle@bitconnectloan.com. I can answer some questions. I can work with you on that. If you are interested in signing up for a Coinbase account, I'll leave my referral link below. I'm also on BitConnect as well. I know that it's a higher risk platform, but I feel like with the price of Bitcoin continuing much higher over the next couple years, pretty bullish on this whole market here. I feel like that platform has a chance to just continue, and more investors are coming in. I don't know. I don't have an opinion other than the fact that it is paying. So every day I do go in there and I do see the money show up. So that's always a good sign. It is controversial in the fact that they haven't proven if they have a trading bot or not. But the risk-reward ratio was pretty high to me, so I put in about $760 on November 4th, and I'm at 920 now active investment, and I will continue to compound that up until I can recoup my original investment. I think I'm going to run it up to about a 200-day payout, and then I'll take my original investment out, and then I'll continue to reinvest until I get about a $500 a day goal, and then let that just pump cash out of that if I can, if it's still around. So I'm hoping it will be. If not, then I'm out $760, which is not too horrible, but I'm a trader, so taking losses is part of the game in some cases, but you do need to have risk some money to make money. So in any case, I hope that you made some gains on this Bitcoin trade, especially if you got in on that dip. That's huge. You doubled your money essentially. So happy investing, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.